Today's guest is Michelle Cornish. Here's our job talk with a fiction author.
Welcome to the Job Talk podcast, where we talk with people who love their jobs. Our guests open up about their challenges, surprises, and secrets to success in their industries. Through conversation, we explore their careers, past work experiences, and the education that got them to where they are now. This is the shortened version from our in-depth conversation. Please visit thejobtalk.com to find the full episode.
Michelle, I'm so excited to talk to you because you had a 20-year career as an accountant, and then you made a switch and you became a writer following your passion. What do you think inspired you to make that switch?
Oh, for sure, my family and my kids. That was like the biggest thing of all. So I made the switch around the time when my oldest son was starting kindergarten. I felt like I needed to be an example. Like, I had always thought that I wanted to write a book, and I always thought I would do it when I was retired. And I just thought, what a ridiculous thing to think. Like, why not do it now? And what kind of example am I setting for my kids that they can't follow their dreams until they're retired? I mean, that's just ridiculous. So that was a huge part of it too, is just wanting to do the things that I enjoy and love, now in the moment, rather than waiting for that perfect time.
What has surprised you about being a writer? Have you experienced anything that you didn't expect when you were first starting out?
Yeah, there's been a lot of things actually that are surprising. It's a very curious industry. So I'll just start from the beginning. So with my first book, the thing that surprised me was how the characters will take over, or at least for me they did in that book. They would sort of take over the story. Like, I would be writing about the bad guy, and all of a sudden he would do something, and I was not expecting him to do that at all, and it wasn't something that I had planned, and it was just the weirdest feeling, like this character is running the show. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's new. So, like, it's like that feeling, like, people talk about the muse coming in and you're like just this vessel for the muse, right? Like, it was really weird, but also super cool, because I was like, wow, I didn't think that could happen, and I hadn't read about that happening to authors before, but since then I have read that happens a lot to authors, so I thought that was really interesting.
What advice could you give the person that is in the same similar position that you were in? They're thinking about becoming a writer. They maybe are in a career that pays the bills, but they don't love it. What advice could you give to that person to make the leap to become a writer?
I would say to make sure you do your research. So when I made that leap, I just put all my faith in the fact that this very first nonfiction book that I was writing was going to sell. And I had the crazy idea. I think Chandler Bolt is like an expert marketer, because he's the guy that did the self-publishing course that I took. By taking his course, I really believed that I was going to make income from this book, that I could make a living just from selling this one book. So yes, that does happen to some people. I don't want to squash anyone's dreams. If you believe that you can do that, then by all means go for it. But also have a little bit of pessimism in there that, perhaps it might not work out and your first book might not sell. And just, as much as you might not like that day job, just think of it as a source that's supporting you until you can afford to leave that job and to make a living with your writing. So be very careful of the products that you purchase. So if you're looking to learn about writing and you're looking to buy some courses to teach you that, just watch out, because there is lots of people out there that know there's so many people that want to write a book, and so there are people taking advantage of that. And so just be very cautious. Try to get feedback from people who have done the course. Hopefully that course has some testimonials, and then also just keep in mind that once you do make that leap, so as an author, you are an entrepreneur, and any business owner knows that it takes time to really build up your business. There's a reason that they say that most businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years, because it's true. And I think as an author, it's going to take even longer than that to really build up to the point where you can say that you're making a living as an author. So you're an entrepreneur, you're responsible, whether you're self-published or traditionally published, you are still the person that is responsible for the decisions in your author career. You're the one that needs to pay your taxes. So even when you're traditionally published, you get paid royalties, but the publisher is not going to hold back tax for you. You need to make sure that you set that aside yourself. So you want to make sure that you understand what it means to be an entrepreneur. And yes, it's great that you have total freedom as far as making your own schedule and working on the projects that you want to work on, but you also do have that responsibility side where you need to think about taxes and if you need to do marketing and that kind of thing as well.
Thank you for tuning in to the Job Talk podcast. For more information, please visit us at thejobtalk.com.